Hey guys, this is Golden Centurion. So I'm here with my first video ever going to go up onto YouTube. I'm honestly pretty stoked about that. Also, I'm very nervous about that as don't know how well the quality is going to be, but I'm doing my best. So I'm here to present to you guys today my ITL Season 6 draft recap, or draft analysis. So Noivern Nation sadly had to drop out of the ITL, and after that occurred, Gypsy King hit me up and asked if I would like to take over for him, and I jumped aboard. So here I am. I'm taking over for a team that right now is 0-4 minus 20 differential, I want to say. So it's not the best, not the worst. 12 weeks in the league, so hopefully we can rebound from that. However, Noivern Nation did draft some insane threats in the format, as I'll get to in a little bit. So I'm gonna just jump straight into the team now. So the first one that we got here is Mega Gardevoir. So Mega Gardevoir is an insane special wall breaker. It has 165 special attack, toppled that with a Pixelate boost. Has pretty good special defense, average HP I would say, and base 100 speed, so it's speed time with them pixies, forcing base 110s to go adamant, or they can't go adamant or modest. But one of the best things I like about Mega Gardevoir is its coverage. So right away you can see here it gets its fairy coverage with Dazzling Gleam, though I'll be running Hyper Voice 100% of the time. Um, Energy Ball to hit things like Mega Swampert, anything like that. You can see Focus Blast, which is always nice. If I might not want to risk the Focus Miss, though, never know. You got some nice tech in, obviously, the hidden powers. You got Psychic and Psyshock, just in case you're in a Calm Mind War. You got Shadow Ball for a nice ghost coverage, Signal Beam for some solid bug coverage, Thunderbolt is there. And the thing I like most about Mega Gardevoir is its status moves. You have Will-O-Wisp, Toxic, as well as Thunderwave, all of which are insane to stop threats. You have Taunt, which I honestly will probably be using a lot here. You have Substitute, which most mons get that, so that's pretty standard. Still really nice. You have Reflect and Light Screen, which if I want to put my Gardevoir in a bit of a support role, that's pretty cool. I have Healing Wish and Heal Bell, so honestly a bit more support there, which is always nice to have on a team. And Destiny Bond, pretty legit. And then you have you have Encore, which is always really nice to have. Encore some Stealth Rocks, and then you can proceed to set up with a Calm Mind that we have right here. So the next one I got is a mon that goes very nice with Mega Gardevoir, and that is Skarmory. So Skarmory's abilities, it's sturdy and weak armor. Generally, I'll be running sturdy probably. Might want to bring weak armor every once in a while for some heat sets. As you can see, its base stats, 65 HP is about average. 80 attacks, nothing to sleep on. Base 140 defense is insane. Base 70 special defense is alright, I guess. And 70 speed, so not the worst. So Skarmory's basic role is to cover what Mega Gardevoir can't. Mega Gardevoir is weak to steel and poison, which Skarmory is immune to poison and resists steel. It also has basic Mega Gardevoir really appreciates when hazards are up, and this Skarmory will get spikes, it gets stealth rocks, it has hazard control and defog, it gets roost. So it's a very nice support mon to go up with that Mega Gardevoir. It also gets moves like Iron Head that can punish other fairies, opposing fairies, so it could be on the offensive. It gets Taunt, Toxic, Tailwind. All of these are pretty nice to have. And yeah, it's mainly just going to be a big part of a core whenever Mega Guard comes. And rounding off our Fairy Steel Dragon core, we have none other than Garchomp. So let's be honest here, Garchomp is insane. It has base 108 HP, 130 attack, 95 defense, base 80 special attack, 85 special defense, and 102 speed. So I've honestly never used my regular Garchomp in League. I'm honestly really stoked too. 102 speed gets to outspeed all those base 100 mons, which is really nice. Base 130 attack is nothing at all to sleep on. That could tear apart teams. Even base 80 special attack, so I can bring Fire Blast against some mons like Ferrothorn or Scizors and stuff like that. Its abilities are pretty solid with access to rough skin if I want to go for a bit more defensive, and I believe Sandvale's bland in the league, so there's that. Um, Items you usually see anything from Choice Band, Choice Scarf, Life Orb, Rocky Helmet, basically the more standard sets. You can also see Yachi Berry to cover that 4 times ice weakness, and its coverage is honestly it's legit. Alright, so we have Aqua Tail to punish any fire types, but Ground and Earthquake Stab does that a lot better. You have your dragon moves over here: Dragon Claw, Dragon Pole. If I want to go special, Dragon Tail. Earthquake, the standard. Fire Blast, always nice to have. Iron Head, Outrage, um, pretty legit there. We have Rock Slide and Stone Edge. Vismon, or just Rock Slide, yeah, and Stone Edge. Vismon can set up Stealth Rocks again, which is always nice. That way we don't have to always run rocks on Skarmory. It gets the substitute. It gets set up in Sword Stance. And a set that honestly a lot of people will always sleep on is it's Home Claws, which you can see right here. Home Claws, Dragon Rush, Stone Edge, as the Home Claws will increase both Dragon Rush and Stone Edge's accuracy. Um, Sadly, Dragon Rush is still not hit as hard as a +2 Dragon Claw, but still nice to have a accuracy bump for Stone Edge. So that's Garchomp. Big flaw of Garchomp is that it's 4 times weak to ice, and since my steel type is part flying, it's only neutral. But to help with that, we have Milotic here. So Milotic's a mon that I've always honestly loved. It's just a fat water. Honestly, it can switch in on almost anything. Well, barring a couple Z moves and some of those Thundurus and Cocos. But its base stats are pretty insane. Base 95 HP, 79 defense, 100 special attack is nothing to sleep on. 125 defense and base 81 speed. So it's honestly pretty fast. Items, usually you'll see something like leftovers. You can see a Wakanberry every once in a while to go against the Cocos and Thunduruses. I personally have also run the Flame Orb so I could get the Marble Scale boost, which is something nice to have. So standard Milotic is usually Recover, Scald, Ice Beam, Toxic. Some other moves that you can run on it are Coil, which is pretty nice to have. Dragon Tail, which I always personally prefer, is a nice move spot. It has Light Screens and Magic Coat if I want to play around with that. It also has, it has a bit of a stall your set with the Toxic and the Substitute. It also has, wait, where is it? It's down here now. Yeah, sorry about that. It also has Mirror Coat, which honestly, I love to run. I also personally found it amazing. So Milotic's just a really nice fat mon to have. So now we go up to Staraptor. Shoutouts to use Braviary, but I chose Staraptor for this league. Anyways, Staraptor is just a nuke. It has base 120 attack with 2 actually really solid abilities I should probably talk about first, and Intimidate and Reckless. So Reckless bumps up its Double Edge as well as its Brave Bird, which combine that with a Choice Band and that base 120 attack, and you are going up against a wall breaker like no other. So its usual move pool, it has Agility, which is pretty nice to have. Defogger, which I probably won't be running it too often, but I can. Quick Attack for some nice priority. I've seen Heat Wave ran on some fire sets, and that's honestly pretty legit. Double Edge Vare, Final Gambit, which honestly I might be a little cheeky every once in a while. You got the Roost, the Substitute, Tailwind, always nice to have. Toxic, and just in case, and U-Turn. U-Turn something I'll take advantage of, as my team does not have the best momentum, and any U-Turn chance I get will be amazing. So Staraptor's main role here is basically just to break down walls. Pretty excited to get to use it. Wish it was Braviary again, but hey, needed a tier 2. So now we go up into Chestnut. So Chestnut's not a mon that I have the most experience with, but I have seen it used insanely well and by multiple different draft battlers. It's honestly a really bulky mon with base 88 HP, 107 attack, nothing to sleep on. Pretty solid. Its defense is insane with 122. Pretty solid special defense, base 75. So this mon's basically a bit of a bulkier grass plus some fighting coverage. So it has bulk up, which is a really nice setup. Bulk up sub I've seen before. I've also seen bulk up belly drum used before. Drain punch is a really nice stab, as well as get a little bit of recovery. Earthquake, always nice to have. Ground. Leech Seed and Iron Head. These are ones that, or these are moves that I'll be using a lot. Sorry about that. Leech Seeds. Honestly, you go Leech Seed and switch into Milotic and get that thing a bit of recovery on if it's a Flame Orb is pretty legit. It's got the rest, so I've seen that used before quite a bit. Power Up Punch, always nice to have. Poison Jab in case I want to go that over Iron Head to hit those fairies. It's an Evermon that can set up spikes, so that'll help out Skarmory a lot. Spiky Shield, just in case I want to get a little chip on some stuff. Swords Dance, so I could set up in case I don't want to go bulkier with bulk up. Synthesis, get some nice recovery. Taunt, nice to have. Thunder Punch, that's useful against mons such as Pelipper, who Rain Team's always a thing now in draft leagues. Zen Headbutt, always nice to have, and some Woodhammer. Wow, this is probably a long video. I'm sorry about this, guys. I'll try and shorten the next ones. All right, so my next bunch of mons is, as you can see right here. So my team previously is so slow. So I decided to keep Jolteon on the team. Jolteon's honestly really standard. Defenses are and HP is but base 130 speed, fastest mon I have. Speed Tine with Crobat and Tapu Koko, nice to have. 110 special attack, hits pretty hard. Probably will run Expert Belt, Life Orb, Zap Plate, some stuff like that. I've honestly seen Volt Absorb's a nice ability, but I've honestly might take advantage of Quick Feet, put on a Flame Orb, that way I can outspeed most choice Scarfers or mons such as Mega Beedrill and Mega Aerodactyl, so that's some pretty cool tech. Agility Baton Pass, I'll have to look in if Speed Pass is banned in this league. I haven't checked that yet. It's probably bad of me. It gets some tech like Heal Bell and stuff, but mostly I'm just going to be using it for Volt Switch, Shadow Ball, Signal Beam probably, Thunderbolt, and yeah, I'll probably use it for Wish a bit too. It's a nice tech to have. All right, so now I go into Torkoal. Don't ask me why I drafted Torkoal. I really don't know, but I needed a rapid spinner and I saw Torkoal and got pretty happy. Although I might couple it with Levani back in the day. So Torkoal's another mon that I haven't really used much. It's base 70 HP, one insane 140 defense, got some nice attack stats, 85 each. Really slow, but it's Torkoal, what you expect, and 70 to special defense. So as I said, the main reason I'm going to have this mon is for rapid spin. But it does have other uses. Clear Smog is always nice to have. Prevent any sweep up. Explosion, get myself a free switch into other mons. Remember how I mentioned it was really slow? Gyro Ball takes advantage of that perfectly. It's got some nice tech, like Eruption will be pretty cool to use, Flamethrower, Fire Blast. So over here is that big rapid spin, which is the main reason why I wanted it. I guess you could go Shell Smash, except I don't really see what Torkoal's going to be outspeeding. Stealth Rocks, which is pretty solid to have. Sludge Bomb, hit some of those fairies. Or if I go physical, I use Gyro Ball. Superpower is pretty nice to have. Will-O-Wisp is really nice against those physical attackers. So Torkoal's mainly a special, or is a physical wall with access to hazard and hazard removal. All right, so now we go up into Drapion. Drapion's a mon that I really like. I've seen it used excellently by TTM Jolt in previous seasons, or not of this league, but other leagues. So I previously did not have a dark type or a poison type, meaning that I was not going to be absorbing any toxic spikes, and I kind of needed to keep that. So its role's pretty solid. You get Earthquake, you get Aqua Tail, you get Fire Fang. So got some nice elemental stuff. Ice Fang, nice for those Landos and stuff. Though after Intimidate, it kind of sucks. Knockoff, which is honestly one of the best moves in the game. A lot of people think it's Scald. I think it's Knockoff. Poison Jab, which is really nice to hit those fairies. Rock Slide, which I've seen used a lot on this thing actually. Rest in peace, Volcarona. Swords Dance in case I want to set up. Taunt, which is honestly a move I'll probably be bringing the most on this mon, as you guys can see real quick, that it has a 95 base speed, which is pretty solid, and combine that with taunt, so I could be taunting a lot of mons who want to get up procs, and then I can proceed to get up my own toxic spikes, or maybe set up or something, or double out. Allows for some nice predictions. Its abilities, realize I skipped that. Battle armor, so I'm not getting struck by a crit. Sniper, so I can land with crit and then it gets more damage. Don't really see Keen Eye being used. Its stats are pretty cool, actually. You know, got that base 70 HP, 90 attack, which is nothing to sleep on. 110 defense, pretty solid. 75 special defense, not slacking. And a 95 base speed for some nice speed tearing, which, dude, I previously lacked really bad. But yeah, 95 is nice. Items, Black Sludge usually, Life Orb sometimes, Shookaberry I'll be running a lot, just because this team was really weak to ground spam and kind of trying to patch that up. So next was a mon that I honestly love, Tier 5 Miltank. This thing's so fat, hence the ability Thick Fat. So as you guys can see real quick, my two of my main core is weak to Ice and Fire, which Thick Fat covers that beautifully. So Miltank will be a nice mon to have, I figured. Its stats are pretty solid, 95 HP, 105 defense, 85 attack, nothing to sleep on, 70 special defense, pretty solid, and 100 base speed. I always forget this thing's fast. I never know why. Items, I've seen everything, man. I've seen Rocky Helmet, I've ran Citrus Berry, I've actually brought a Life Orb set before. I've seen Lumberry used a lot. But generally it'll be a fatter mon for what I'm using it for. Although I might bring offensive sometimes. So its coverage is insane. It is a normal type after all. You got Earthquake, Facade in case I'm status, Fire Punch, Frustration / Return, Heal Bell, which is always nice to have, Ice Punch, solid to have, Milk Drink for some nice recovery, Iron Head to punish foes fairies. You got Stealth Rocks, which is something I really like about this draft, is a multiple amount of Stealth Rock users that I have. Thunder Punch, always nice. T-Wave, something really solid to have. Toxic, in case I want to be a little stally. And Zen Headbutt. So it's got some nice coverage, as well as being a fat mon with recovery and well as rocks, is why I drafted it. I personally have always thought it's one of the best Tier 5 mons around. I know in a lot of other leagues it's actually been bumped up to Tier 4. And I've seen it gone pretty early as a Tier 4 mon too, so I was pretty stoked when I saw it was still around as a Tier 5. And next up is a mon that I didn't really know if I wanted to go this. So as you guys have previously seen, my team is really slow. I mean, after Jolteon, the next fastest mon is Garchomp base 102. Means I'm going to get spammed by so much speed that my options here were basically I could go with a ghost type and try and stop spin blocking, or I could go Levani and so I decided to go with Levani. The main and pretty much only reason I went for Levani is Sticky Webs, because even though it will be hard to keep up Sticky Webs without having a ghost type for spin blocking and a Defiant Mon to stop the defog spam, at least the presence of having Sticky Webs will be semi-nice, as it will allow other threats as well as force my opponent to prep for it. So Levani, it's generally not known as a good mon. As you can see, its stats are and everywhere. 75 HP, 103 attacks, all right. 80 defense, not bad. 80 special defense, 92 speed. Its abilities, I honestly, everyone I've talked to has completely forgot Chlorophyll 2. I'm looking at you, Gregulator, looking at you, TTM Jolt. Yeah, y'all forgot about that. Sleeping on it. So the main coverage is, I mean, you could go Agility, which is pretty solid. You got that Bug Buzz and Energy Ball in case I want to go special. Calm Mind to help that out. Heal Bell, which is some nice tech, which I might bring. Knockoff, as I said, one of the best moves in the game. Leaf Blade for some nice stab. Light Screen in case I want to bring screens. Poison Jab, punish those fairies. Shadow Claw to hit other ghost types. Or hit not other ghost types, just hit ghost types. Substitute pretty nice to have. Swords Dance, always nice to set up. Synthesis, get some nice recovery. Toxic for the stall. And yeah, so this is my team. It's far from perfect, probably far from even a good team, but did the best I could. It mainly revolves around Mega Gardevoir, Garchomp, and Staraptor being able to punch holes. There are a lot of big flaws in this team. A couple I've mentioned before: no Ghost type, no Defiant Mon. It lacks a solid sweeper, as in a speed sweeper like Rock Polish or Dragon Dance or Quiver Dance, something like that. But I didn't really have room on what I envisioned the team going with. Um, I think it still can win if I can somehow manage to get Sticky Webs up. And a couple mons have agility, and I'll look into if speed pass is allowed or not. But so this is my very first video, guys, and I'd like to thank everyone. Sorry if the quality was bad or if I mumbled a lot. I'll do my best to improve as videos go on. But thank you, and hope you guys all have a nice day. Peace.